everybody. We are welcome to Sunday Musicale, and a place where anybody can play anything, whether it's a camp song or not. And we all you have an appreciative and supportive audience, right?
Right.
I think my parents might not come today because they said their computer died. I heard that from my sister, and she's on her way to Seattle to visit them. So hopefully she can fix their computer, but I think she's on her way there now. So
Well, hopefully it just came unplugged.
yeah, I know. I was thinking that might be the case, but
yeah. Okay, well, who's been thinking about music for us?
Well, I know I had to leave early last week, and so I had the opportunity to listen to the rest of the recording, which was wonderful. You guys are awesome, and it's true that that's a safe place. And I have to say, Corey, you are amazing. You are so supportive and positive all the time, and I just love that. So your enthusiasm for, yeah, right, Alex?
Oh, thank you.
and Alex too. Alex has just been super supportive.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, I have another Doogie McLean if you're interested.
We are.
Please, more Doogie, Saint Doogie of the awesome sauce.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. This is his song that's kind of famous for being the unofficial anthem of Scotland. And it's called Caledonia, which is another name for Scotland. Corey probably knows it. Okay. I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me. These last few days I've been afraid that I might drift away. So I've been telling old stories, singing songs that make me think about where I came from. That's the reason why I seem so far away today. Oh, and let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia's been calling me, and now I'm going home. For if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Well, I have moved and I've kept on moving, proved the points I needed proving, lost the friends I needed losing, found others on the way. Well, I've kissed the lads and I've made them cry, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I traveled hard with conscience flying somewhere in the wind. Oh, and let me tell you that I love you, I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm going home. For if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Well, I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, the forest choir. The flames have gone, don't get any higher. Get any higher. They're withered now, they're gone. But I'm steady thinking my way is clear. This is the last verse, so I don't know it as well, and it's tiny print. Well, I'm steady thinking my way is clear, and then I know what I will do tomorrow. When hands have shaken and the kisses flow, then I will disappear. Oh, and let me tell you that I love you. I think about you all the time. Caledonia's been calling me, and now I'm going home. For if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had.
Yeah, that's some Doogie right there. That's some Doogie McLean, children.
Beautiful.
He just
They,
came in the middle and made me nervous.
Oh, come on. She's a goddess. You love on that. Oh, that's the best. That's the best. Isn't she awesome?
You guys are so kind. It's amazing.
Well, you are too, you know, silly.
Ah.
This is a great community we've built for the last 10 months.
Oh, okay.
You guys. I mean, you know, this is precious. I'm so grateful for you guys.
Well, so I have a song. I have a song that was just a really great fun song and part of that magical summer of 1974.
Oh, yeah.
Very magical summer, and partly because of Eric Holt Tar, who brought a whole bunch of songs that he knew. I think he had spent some amount of time on the Clearwater with Pete Seeger on the Hudson and all that kind of stuff, and so he introduced a couple of songs that we weren't familiar with, and everyone just sort of picked them up really fast. And one of them was this one. As I went a-walking out on Gilgary Mountain, I spied Colonel Farrell and his money he was counting. First I drew me pistol, and then I drew me rapier, saying, stand and deliver, for I am your bold deceiver. Mush-a-ring-em, Durham-da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I counted out the money and it made a pretty penny. I put it in my pocket to take home to darling Jenny. She sighed and swore she loved me and never would deceive me. But the devil take the women, for they always lie so easy. Mush-a-ring-em, Durham-da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I went into my chamber all for to take a slumber, to dream of golden girls, and of course it was no wonder. Jenny drew my charges and she filled them with water, then sent for Captain Farrell to get ready for the slaughter. Mush-a-ring-em, Durham-da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. The next morning early, before I rose to travel, come a band of footmen and likewise Colonel Farrell. First I drew me pistol, 'course she's ta'en away me rapier, but I could not shoot the water, so a prisoner I was taken. Mush-a-ring-em, Durham-da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Oh, I'd like to find me brother, the one who's in the army. Don't know where he's stationed, in Cork or in Killarney. Together we'd go roaming o'er the hills of Kilkenny. And I swear he'd treat me better than me darling sporting Jenny. Musha-ring-am, Durham-da. Whack full the daddy-o, whack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Well, some take delight in their carriages a-rolling. Some takes delight in the Harley on the bowling, but I takes delight in the juice of the barley. Courting pretty maids in the morning, oh, so early, mush-a-ringin', Durham-da. Whack full the daddy-o, whack full the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Ooh,
So great. And there's another Camp Clearwater connection than Tar. You remember my cousin Morley Horder, who was the skipper of the Courageous for 4 years? He then went on to skipper the Clearwater.
No
And-
kidding.
and
Wow.
worked there on the Hudson for about 8 years in the 80s as the Clearwater skipper. That's what he left the Courageous skipperhood to go skipper the Clearwater. So he was the captain of the Clearwater, and I got to sail on it all the time when I lived in Manhattan. It was very cool. And once Pete Seeger came to a concert. Yeah, so there's 2 Clearwater connections to camp. I bet there are more.
Yeah.
So I have a question for John. So you yourself didn't attend camp, but what were the camp songs that you like, that you learned from your dad, or that I don't know if he sang or practiced them at home or what?
Well, you know, there was, of course, there was all the square dancing, of course, was just
Yeah.
frenetic. But there was one that Roy always used to play on the way back after the camp was over, and all the campers were on the ferry, and he would say, he would get out his fiddle, and someone would start singing, and he would play, "So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good," and everyone's tears were just streaming down their cheeks.
Yeah.
That tradition went on after him with all camp music directors. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. And the thing that was cool about Roy was he was one of those gifted violinists that could make musical jokes, you know, or make words come out, or
He made
Make-
it talk. Yeah.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you don't mind my digressing for one moment, are you related to Bill Holm?
Yeah. So I'm the eldest daughter
Okay,
of the 2
yeah.
Holm sisters.
Yeah, usually Marty and Bill are on this call with us.
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, Bill came down for Roy's remembrance service at Reed College Chapel in 2006. And
Oh.
he mentioned the fact that he always admired the fact that Roy could make the instrument speak. And he said some very touching words. He said that one day Bill apparently started a fire inadvertently on the island, which was really a big deal, you know, and he was in deep trouble. And Roy just kind of got up and said, "Well, you know, some days it's better just not to get out of bed in the morning." And it kind of defused the situation. And
Oh,
Well, I'll have to ask you about this.
Fire story, Carla. We'll have to.
I don't know about the fire story. No, I'll have to
Okay, so maybe we'll have to
delve
talk
into that.
next week
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very touched by his words are very touching and moving at that ceremony in 2006. That's a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your dad played at my parents' wedding in 50,
3.
Okay.
50 in the 50s, let's say.
Yeah.
My goodness. I was born in 1962, so that was
Aw.
Yeah.
way before mine.
Yeah, you're the same age as Karen, I think.
Oh yeah, my sister is also born in 62.
And Carla and I are 59, you know. so-
I'm 60. I'm from 60.
Oh, you're from 60. That's right. I'm the ancient old
You're
woman.
the old. You're the
That's
old
right.
one.
I was older than you. All the time growing up in every teepee. Yes, I remember now. Yes, you were
Oh.
the young thing.
I don't know what is it John's Island or John Island? I can't remember. John's
John's,
Island.
but
Okay,
not with an apostrophe, just John's.
John's Island. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what the new situation's like, but I know that Roy always had his whenever we stayed with him, he always had his teepee up on Chapel Rock. I mean, that was just like total hardcore, just the wind would just come through right through the teepee. But it's some of the most visceral childhood memories looking out and seeing the aurora borealis, at nighttime, because it was just such a perfect location. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautiful location for a teepee that was very primo and right in the center of the camp, right there. And you could kind of hear everything that was going. You could certainly hear the tuba unit. I know that.
Oh yeah, but in those days there
What
wasn't
would
the
have been-
troubadour unit.
Yeah, what would have been Roy's last year? Because I don't think I was there in 72, 3, and 4 as a counselor. I don't think I remember Roy from
I
there.
think when the symphony went full time, he was unable to do it in the summertime. That was when the Oregon Symphony went full time. That was when he was no longer able to commit to that. Yeah.
Mhm.
A funny story. I don't know if I'm sorry to take
We
up all
love
this,
No, go ahead.
Stories,
This is about
Right.
stories.
but my mother went up to visit, and that was one of the times when we weren't with them, and she was trying to maintain what was probably impossible to maintain, some sort of hygiene using the those very primitive toilets, and she was kind of contorting her body in such a way that she developed this just incredible spasm in her back, and so Roy had to kind of rescue her, and they took her to Friday Harbor to get her X-rayed, and they got her some shots, and she didn't do anything to her back, but at any rate, years later during the reunion, when it was kind of like the last hurrah before the camp was going to be moved, my mother said that she went to the country store and struck up a conversation with an elderly gentleman and said, maybe, I don't know if you remember, maybe you know Roy Stillwell. I'm his wife. Maybe you remember Roy. And he said, oh, so you're the lady who fell off the toilet?
No.
It was like
Many of
15 years prior to that,
It's an epic story. John, many of the members of this little community here were there for that last weekend when we all just glommed onto Sperry. Hundreds of us there, camping and singing and remembering. It was an amazing, amazing experience.
Wow. I've been raving about this place for as long as I can remember, although I haven't been back there since I was a small child. And those were the days when you had to drink water from this just really stale water from a water gallon, water jug, really. And there wasn't any running water. And maybe they probably have broadband Wi-Fi.
Not on John's, thank God. Well, a little bit.
Well, they do. They have, the office has Wi-Fi, but the rest they
office,
can't.
yeah.
And the nurse's office has Wi-Fi.
Just for floating to have the kids having it.
But they had running water there since, well, forever. I mean, I can remember Mac, the caretaker, revving up the pump early in the morning, the pump over on the girls' bay, as we call it. It woke up everybody. But maybe the jug you had to drink out of was up at your teepee, because there, of course, wasn't running water up there. And the running water that we had in the rest of the camp was, it came from the lake, and
It was special.
it had a, water treated, chlorinated kind of taste. Yeah.
Alex is
it had a
going,
taste.
yeah, it is going to say quoi.
But up at your teepee, you had that horrible blue jug, probably.
And there's another story. Actually, I'm very fresh on this topic because Roy would have been 100 years old today.
Wow.
And so I just came off a 3-hour session with the rest of the family all over the place. And so I just happened to have the gig, set up here. But I had sent them what I had scanned. Basically, Tim and Roy had been given sort of this menial task. Tim Lamont and Roy had been given this sort of menial task to dispose of some old toilets when they were, I guess, renewing the whole, the sanitary installations there. And so Roy and Tim, being the creative minds that they were, they said, well, we're not going to let this opportunity go to waste. So they arranged the toilets in various poses, and Tim got out his camera and was doing all these funny situations with these toilets, and I have the copy. I have the copy if you're interested. I have the copy of this photo session.
Oh, please.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Please.
Oh, please share. Please share. Oh my
Share.
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
It's
see
just-
here.
It's just
You're-
the funniest
you're-
thing.
You are now a co-host.
Oh, can I? Shall I
Yeah.
Can
Let's
I,
see it.
can I
You
send
have
it to you by chat or?
Well, just open it up. You can share.
Share screen.
Okay. I'll try to do that. Just a, just a moment. I'll see if I can do it. Just won't take for about a second.
That's okay. We have time. A lot of times we find ourselves waiting while people tune their guitars. And we never
Okay.
mind.
Okay, so now if I say share,
They share, we should all see it.
okay. All right, now if I go like this. Oh, here it is, yeah. Can you see it?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Jim's,
You gotta press the word share.
Jim says, please do post them too.
Okay. Okay, time. There we go. Yeah, so this is Portraits in Porcelain.
Oh,
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, so precious.
very arty. Very, very arty. Oh yeah. This is art. Oh,
Yeah, one of our someone said this evening it was very Dada of this. So
Yeah.
it's very done. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Gosh. Oh, they had such a sense of humor.
Oh my, look. They're all having
Oh,
Dishing the dirt.
this is beautiful stuff. This
I
is
can
like,
send
oh,
I can send you this. It's just hilarious.
great.
my gosh, with its
funny.
tires.
oh my.
Oops, excuse me. Sorry.
Too
Sorry.
good.
I keep on. I'm not.
This is like a little known treasure trove.
It really is. It's just so funny. I don't know exactly what these mean, but
Well, you could go for captions, I'm sure.
The wagon wheel.
there's Roy
For pride.
Oh,
Thinker, and then next one,
Too cool for
oh,
school.
my-
and then the next one.
oh,
So anyway, that was
Oh, fantastic.
Good,
Sitting
yeah.
thinker.
Thank
Sitting
you.
one is my favorite thinker. Yeah. So good.
I'll send you a copy of it real quick on the
Yeah,
line, so
if
you
you
have it.
could stick those on the group as well, that'd be
Thank
amazing.
you.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Well, happy birthday to your dad.
Yeah.
Birthday to your sweet dad.
yeah. Yeah.
There's
he
a,
and Tim
I
Lamont
don't
were
know
the
if you're
friends.
a Facebook person, but there is a Camp Nor'Wester legacy group that we post to, and that I post the invitation to this musicale, and a lot of people post old pictures or
Yeah, there's a
lots of
picture now. There's a picture that someone posted on there just recently of Roy and Bill Lamont playing and Tim Lamont on the piano.
Well, interestingly enough, you get on Facebook, you have these friends that are suggested to you, and I bust tables at this seafood restaurant in Portland with David Shipley, and his brother Tom Shipley had this Nor'Wester thing as his title page, and so I thought, well, that looks interesting, and so I struck up a conversation with him, and he sent me that picture. Actually, we were swapping stories, and then I went on the group, and so I'm now a member of your group. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fascinating. It's so wonderful that you have that group.
Yeah, I think Tom Shipley started the group and
There's fun to see pictures there. You
Oh,
Those-
okay.
yours.
yeah.
Did you ever hear the story about when Roy and Tim recorded this one number that they were playing for the group, and they recorded the lyrics and the music from a song completely backwards.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
they could speak. Well, Tim Lamont could speak backwards.
he could. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that was very much his. And so they recorded this song. I sorry, they played, they memorized this song, and then they played it for the dumbfounded audience, but they were recording with Tim's reel-to-reel tape recorder. And so at the end, the audience was just totally confused. And they said, gee, this person, I wonder what he was saying this whole time. I have an idea. Let's play it backwards. And of course, it yielded a very popular tune to the shrieking delights of the utter delight of the audience. So it's
Brilliant.
a testimony
Brilliant.
to their creativity and just fun that they were having.
That's
Yeah.
a perfect.
A
That
couple of
reminds me of a-
hardcore music nerds, it sounds like.
Yeah.
It
Super
reminds
hardcore.
me of a story about Tim Lamont at camp. In that at camp they have what they call the Olympic Games, and it's like a 2-day game event where the camp is divided into the red team and the blue team, and then there are these skits which announce the points as to which team is ahead. And there's always a new creative theme to it. And one year it must have been like 66 or something. Because I was just a small child, but I remember the person who was announcing the score was this mushroom person, and it was Tim Lamont, and he was called the Shroom, which I'm sure in the 60s probably had a kind of a psychedelic connotation as well. But as a small kid, I had no idea about that. And the way his costume was, he had an archery target over him like this and tied at the waist, so it made like a colored mushroom top thing. And he would announce the points, but he would speak backwards. So they had to tape record what he was saying and then reverse the tape. And that was how the campers found out which team was
good.
winning.
God.
Brilliant.
My God. Is Sean now is Sean involved in this group? Is he still around? And
Yeah, he is. He came to the group when it was the 9th of August, because his dad had written a song about the fire that happened on Fortress Rock in the water just off of camp in 1970 on August 9th. And Tim wrote a song about that the next day. And so Sean came on this, and we sang the song. And he's been at camp on John's Island a little bit. His son went there a couple summers recently, and Sean came up and hung around and helped out.
He would
Which
not
is really
remember me.
pretty.
I knew him when he was 3 years old, so maybe 4 or 5 years old. I can't remember.
Yeah, many of us saw him grow up as a little kid, and that's how we remembered him. So it was kind of adorable when he came on here, and we're like, wait, he's a man.
Yeah, and I met his son Christopher at camp, and he is a extremely gifted musician and kind of
Wow.
unusual person as far socially, but he got up there at Musicale the summer before this last one, and he's like, okay, name a key. And he played Joy to the World in any key you could name, like if you said like, I don't know, C sharp minor or something like that, and then he's like, okay, name another key. And he was like, I don't know, 10 or 11 years old doing this. And
Brilliant.
yeah.
Fun.
And
John,
when
do you
see
have
the
any
grand
any
thing,
any songs that you like? Are you a singer at all?
Not any
mean-
more than
Maybe, at our level.
yeah. I
Would
sing every once in a while.
would we think you were a singer?
Oh my goodness. Well,
The
I'd
answer
be
is
happy
yes.
to. This totally took me by surprise today, but I'd be happy to work up a number for a future.
Good.
I'm ashamed that my father, of course, he was the penultimate improviser. You could name a tune, just give him a tune, and he would immediately play it. It just would not say, "Oh, I have to prepare for it," and like that. There was a funny story where he was strolling in a restaurant, and this one lady who seemed to be kind of like maybe Central European, she said, "Play something Hungarian," and so he would, he played the Brahms Hungarian dances, and he finished with a big flourish, and he said, "Was that to your liking, madam?" And she said, That's what they always play. So he made sure that the next time he had an authentic Hungarian tune in his repertoire. But I'd be happy to work up a tune for a future session. Absolutely.
Yay,
Oh, great.
lovely.
Well, we all practice, you know, and I mean, we work on stuff for weeks before. Sometimes we do it on the spur of the moment, but
Some
you
of
know.
us don't practice.
Well, like
very
there's some
happy to
things that I sing that I haven't practiced, and other things that I've practiced. But
Yes, fair.
you know, confinement has been very good for guitar technique.
I imagine, yeah.
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 And having this, because then you think, okay, I know I want to sing a certain song, and I think I
Deadlines are good.
relearn it. Yeah, this is good.
Deadlines are the only way I ever get anything done, because otherwise I'll just goof off. I'm wily.
Well,
Well,
Camilla, I don't know if I could work up any Irish tune that would put Christy Moore to shame, as you did just now. But maybe there are a few Irish tunes out there somewhere I could think of.
Anything Celtic goes over big with this bunch.
Yeah.
I
Carla,
have an idea. I have an idea for a song.
Okay, there she goes.
Thinking about Roy Stillwell and square dancing, and this is a song I've wanted to do on here for a while, and I don't think I've done it yet, though. I think I might have mentioned it, and I wish Robin were here. So, John, Robin is the current Nor'Western music director, and he's a young 27-year-old, and he often comes here, and he's got a great voice and likes to sing like Stan Rogers songs and stuff.
And he's a refusenik about Simon and Garfunkel, but that's his only flaw.
But
Yeah,
you know, I'm working on Bridge Over Troubled Water. So
me too.
in a
We
couple
should
of
all
weeks, in a couple of weeks, I'll have it ready.
We'll have 3 versions, and then he'll be shamed into actually doing it. We've been bugging him literally for 3 months, John,
Yeah.
to do this.
No, only about a month and a half about Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Okay,
Well,
you say so.
So this one, I want to do it when Robin is there, because he doesn't know it, but I think you all know it. It's Cindy. My Cindy is a pretty girl. She come from way down south. She's so sweet, the honeybees swarm around her mouth. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy. I'll marry you someday. I should maybe do it a little higher. The first time seen my Cindy, she's standing in the door, shoes and stockings in her hand, and her feet all over the floor. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. When she see me coming, she puckered up and cried. When I went to leave her, she laid her down and died. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. She took me to a parlor, she cooled me with her fan. She swore I was the prettiest thing in the shape of mortal man. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. She kissed me and shagged me, she called me sugar plum. She throwed her arms around me, I thought my time had come. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. Oh, Cindy is a pretty girl, Joe, Cindy is a peach. She threw her arms around my neck and hung on like a leech. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. When Cindy got religion, she thought her time had come. She walked right up to the preacher and shot her chewing gum. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. Then Cindy got religion, she had it once before, but when she heard my old banjo, she's the first one on the floor. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. I wish I had a needle as fine as I could sew. I'd sew that girl to my coattails and down the road I'd go. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. I I wish I was an apple hanging on a tree. And every time my Cindy passed, she'd take a bite of me. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home. Cindy, Cindy, get along home. Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday.
Bravo.
Nice.
Bravo.
Oh, that's great.
I like that song.
I just want to be jumping around. That's so great. Talk about memories. Wow.
Yeah, well, I really have wanted to sing that song for a long time because they don't do that one at camp now at square dances. They don't know it. So that's why I want to do it when Robin's there one time.
Yay. Kids these days.
That was
I
nice.
don't know
Yeah.
what's wrong with these kids these days.
We sang that song in my grade school when I was in 4th grade.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I like your grade school. That's cool. Other songs? Andy got one. Lynn, Alex, what's up with that?
There's
You got-
Alex.
You got a song, my darling?
She does.
I do have a song. I think I'm going to dedicate this song to Miss Andy Russell because if memory serves, you and Megan Demers and I used to dabble in this a little bit. Suzanne Vega's song called Gypsy.
Oh my God, I was gonna do that.
Oh, well, good. We'll have two versions. You come from far away with pictures in your eyes. Coffee shops and morning streets and the blue and silent sunrise. But night is the cathedral where we recognize the sign. We strangers know each other now as part of a whole design. Oh, hold me like a baby that will not fall asleep. Curl me up inside you and let me hear you through the heat. Oh, you're the jester of this courtyard with a smile like a girl's, distracted by the women with the dimples and the curls, by the pretty and the mischievous, by the timid and the blessed, by the blowing skirts of ladies who promise to gather you to their breast. Oh, hold me like a baby that will not fall asleep. Curl me up inside you and let me hear you through the heat. Oh, you have hands of raining water and that earring in your ear. Wisdom on your face denies the number of your years. With the fingers of a potter and the laughing tail of a fool. The arranger of disorder with your strange and simple rules. Yeah, now I've met me another spinner of strange and gauzy threads, with a long and slender body and a bump upon the head. Oh, hold me like a baby that will not fall asleep. Curl me up inside you and let me hear you through the heat. Oh, long and slender body and the sweetest, softest hands, and we'll blow away forever soon and go on to different lands. But please do not ever look for me, but with me you will stay. You will hear yourself in song blowing by one day. But now hold me like a baby that will not fall asleep. Curl me up inside you and let me hear you through the heat.
so beautiful. Oh, thank
That was
you.
sweet.
Gosh, I love
That
it.
was great.
Thanks. I look forward to hearing Andy's version because my memory isn't great on everything, but my memory of Andy's voice is spot on, and I can't wait to hear your version, my dear. When the time
Is
is
she
right.
ready? Is she ready to do it now, Andy?
I'll give it a shot. Just give me a sec.
Right.
Right.
All righty then.
Another
This is the best.
Alex, another mind meld.
I know, mind meld.
Yeah.
Totally.
I
Love
know.
it.
Okay, let me see. Woo, nerves. Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Okay. Woo. Oh boy, finger picking. Wow. You know what? Let somebody else go so I can warm my hands up. I'm so nervous.
Totally understood. And
That's okay.
I will tell you, I've been practicing picking it and I chickened out. I went with strumming. So I'm with you, sister.
Well, we used to, like 5 months ago, Alex used to say exactly what you just said to us every time. She used to say, I'm hyperventilating, I'm really nervous. And we go, breathe, we're with you, it's all good. And now she's totally confident. I'm just saying, we have watched a wonderful thing. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I totally agree. I told Alex in an email a couple of months ago that I remember in '96, I was the Trader Horn manager and had my guitar with me, and during lunch and dinner would get up and stand off to the side in the corner near the songbook shelves and quietly play my guitar with Jen and Tyler. And Krista finally came up to me. She's like, I really love seeing you up there. Get up in front, please. So yeah, it's been so long doing it in front of anyone except for my cat who meows at me that it's like my arms are literally like quivering right now. So
We can make
maybe
it
just let me go and I'll practice.
Jim, what was that?
Well, if it makes you feel more comfortable, we could meow as well.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
meow.
we can pass along.
Yeah, she's actually here in my guitar case ready to go for it. So just yeah, let me just somebody else go ahead and come back to me. I'll do it today though. I just need to kind of work my nerves up a bit.
It's maybe about time to do a group song. And like we could do Old Joe Clark also, because that was one where, yeah, when we think of Roy, because he would go da, 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 at the end of the phrase,
I think
Well,
I know Joe Clark.
Old Joe Clark, Old Joe Clark.
Looking up old Joe Clark right now.
And
I can't go down to old Joe's house. I told you here
Oh,
before.
of course. Oh yeah.
he fed me in his hog trough and I won't go there no more.
Round.
Old
Oh,
Joe Clark around.
I say, followed me 10,000 miles, hear my fiddle play.
Oh, I went down to old Joe's house and old Joe wasn't home. I ate up all of the Joe's ham meat and rode away alone.
Round. We can put it higher. Round, round, old Joe Clark, round, round, I say. Followed me 10,000 miles, hear my fiddle play. A little
Of course,
higher.
Yeah.
I went down to old Joe's house and he was eating supper. Stubbed my toe on the table leg and rammed my nose in the butter.
Round,
Round, round, old Joe Clark, round, round,
I say, he
followed
followed
me
me
10,000
miles,
hear my fiddle play.
Old Joe Clark, he had a horse. His name was Morgan Brown. He looked a little bit like Corey's horse. Every tooth in that old horse was 15 inches round.
Round, round, old Joe Clark, round, round, I say. Followed me 10,000 miles to hear fiddle play.
Old Joe Clark, he had a house with 16 stories high, and every room in that old house was filled with chicken pie. Round,
Round,
round.
round, old Joe Clark, round, round, I say. Follow me 10,000 miles, hear my fiddle play. I'll never marry a school teacher, I'll tell you the reason why. Her neck's so long and skinny, I'm afraid she'd never die. Old Joe Clark, round, round, I say.
Follow me 10,000 miles, hear my fiddle play.
I went down to old Joe's house and he was sick in bed. I ran my fingers down his throat and pulled out a chicken head. Round,
Round,
Clark,
round, round,
I say.
follow me
follow
10,000
me 10,000 miles to hear my
fiddle
fiddle play.
play.
Old Joe Clark is dead and gone. He ain't round here no more. Old Joe Clark is dead and gone, and now our hearts are sore. Oh, round,
Round,
round.
round, old Joe Clark, round,
Round, I say.
follow me
10,000 miles to hear my fiddle play.
And never marry a school teacher. This is another reason. I'll tell you the reason why. She'd blow her nose on cornbread and call it pumpkin pie.
Round, round, old Joe Clark, round, round, I say. Follow me 10,000 miles to hear my fiddle play.
You guys have to do I've got in the book here.
They what?
I only got 6 verses here in this book. There's many more here today.
Our books look like this because there's all these added things that we've added. I just added the school teacher one now. So you just write them right on there. See, it's not really rocket science.
You know, in 45 and 46 years, we're bound to hear another verse that we just had.
So wait, I just want to ask, school teacher one is about a neck?
Her neck.
Her neck's so long and skinny, I'm afraid she'll never die.
Why would he want her to die?
It's because it rhymes.
And maybe, I don't know why she swallowed a fly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
basically,
I'm my own grandpa.
You got to
Oh.
keep the verses going. So people are, people are just making them up just to keep the tune going because all the dancers aren't paying any attention. So the band might as well make themselves happy.
We used to
Kinda
do
like-
that back in the day. When I was playing in the band, we had like 40 verses to this thing, and we just filk them right there.
Can't Mountain Dew get extra
Oh,
verses?
yeah.
And
yeah.
the cat came back?
Any
Yes.
Mountain Dew has lots of extra ones.
Yahoo!
Andy looks like she's ready. Look.
Yeah, Andy. Let's do
Okay.
this. Woohoo, Andy. Woo!
All right, let's hope my fingers don't shake. Oh. You come from far away with pictures in your eyes. Wow. With coffee shops and warning streets in the blue and silent sunrise. But night is the cathedral where we recognize the sign. We strangers know each other now as part of a whole design. Oh, hold me like a baby that will not fall asleep. Curl me up inside you and let me hear you through the heat. Oh, you're the jester of this courtyard with a smile like a girl's. Distracted by the women with the dimples and the curls, by the pretty and the mischievous, by the timid and the blessed, by the blowing skirts of ladies who promise to gather you to their breast. Oh, hold me like a baby that will not fall asleep. Curl me up inside you and let me hear you through the heat. Oh, you have hands of raining water and that earring in your ear. The wisdom on your face denies the number of your years with the fingers of a potter and the laughing tale of a fool. The arranger of disorder with your strange and simple rules. Yeah, now I've met me another spinner of strange and gauzy threads with a long and slender body and a bump upon the head. Oh, hold me like a baby that will not fall asleep. Curl me up inside you and let me hear you through the heat. Oh, with a long and slender body and the sweetest, softest hands, and we'll blow away forever soon and go on to different lands. And please do not ever look for me. With me you will stay. And you will hear yourself in song blowing by one day. But now hold me like a baby that will not fall asleep. Curl me up inside you and let me hear you through the heat. Oh, oh.
Uh-oh.
Beautiful.
nice.
That was
Okay.
beautiful.
That was gorgeous. This
That
is
was
so
gorgeous.
great.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
To hear that song so beautifully done twice. We are blessed.
I know.
That's great.
Never heard it before today, and now I get to hear it twice. Thank you, both of you.
Meow. So I found a song that's kind of an anthem to people doing difficult things and facing fears and standing up and performing for maybe the first time. And this is a song that's by one of my favorite artists, David Wilcox, and it's called "Show the Way." You say you see no hope. You say you see no reason we should dream that the world would ever change. You're saying love is foolish to believe, 'cause there'll always be some crazy with an army or a knife to wake you from your daydream, put the fear back in your life. Look, if someone wrote a play just to glorify what's stronger than hate, would they not arrange the stage to look as if the hero came too late? He's almost in defeat. It's looking like the evil side will win. So on the edge of every seat, from the moment that the whole thing begins, it is love who mixed the mortar and love who stacked these stones. And it's love who made the stage here, though it looks like we're alone in this scene set in shadows, like the night is here to stay. There is evil cast around us, but it's love who wrote the play. For in this darkness, love can show the way. So now the stage is set. You feel your own heart beating in your chest. This life's not over yet. So we get up on our feet and do our best to play against the fear. We play against the reasons not to try, playing for the tears burning in the happy angel's eyes. 'Cause it's love who mixed the mortar and love who stacked these stones. And it's love who made the stage here, although it looks like we're alone. In this scene set in shadows, like the night is here to stay, there is evil cast around us, but it's love who wrote the play. For in this darkness, love will show the way.
Brilliant.
So beautiful.
So
Oh,
beautiful.
my heart just went, ooh. So beautiful.
Yeah, David Wilcox is wonderful.
Well, and I've told you before, he's pretty much my favorite musician as well. So the more, the better. Thank you so much for bringing him to our group. I love hearing it.
Yeah, he's great.
So thank you, Camilla. That was so beautiful. So I'm in Arizona, and so I brought myself outside, and there's a corny Arizona song I want to share with you. And I
Yeah,
think maybe I could give you the view while I'm singing it, so you don't have to look at me. You can look at
But you're
the
so
mountains
pretty.
and the saguaros. There we go. All right. So here's the song. I don't know if you know it. It goes, way out west where the bad men are, and the only thing to guide him is the evening star. He's the roughest, toughest man by far. He's the ragtime cowboy Joe. He always sings ragtime music to his cattle as he swings back and forth in the saddle of a horse, a pretty good horse with a syncopated gaiter. Such a funny meter to the roar of his repeater. How they run, because the western folks all know. What do they know? He's a highfalutin, rootin' tootin' son of a gun from Arizona. Ragtime cowboy, talk about your cowboy. Ragtime cowboy Joe. Oh,
yeah.
you know that one, Corey. You know everything.
So good.
You know that one?
I know that one too.
Yeah, we do.
Well, then maybe we could do it as a group. Can we do it as a group song? Sometime.
Let's
A lot of
try.
words.
The cacophony might be special, but we can. I know it by heart, but then again, that's me. I don't know. We might want to get the words to people first. What do you think?
You guys could just do it and we could chime in when we know a phrase. Like I
Well,
know
yeah,
highfalutin, rootin' tootin', but that's about.
All right. Corey, would you lead it?
Way down yonder where the
Bad men are.
and the only thing to guide you is the evening star. There's a roughest, toughest man by
Man by
far.
far, the ragtime cowboy Joe. He always
Sing.
sings ragtime music to his cattle as he swings back and forth
in the
in
saddle.
Love a horse, a pretty good
Pretty good
horse.
horse.
With a syncopated gait.
Gator.
Such
Such
a
a funny meter to the roar of his repeater. How they run, cause the western folks all know.
He's a highfalutin.
Highfalutin, rootin' tootin' son of a gun from Arizona. Ragtime cowboy.
Talk about
Talk
your
about
cowboy.
your
Ragtime
ragtime
cowboy.
cowboy Joe.
Typical cacophony Zoom. Oh yeah.
For some reason, that made me think of a song that dates from the time when Roy was at camp, which is Happy Wanderer. John, do you remember the Happy Wanderer?
I'm sure. Sometimes I don't know sometimes I don't know all the songs by name, but if I know the tune,
Yeah. Are you all ready for Happy Wanderer?
Oh, yeah.
I love to. Oops, microphone cord. I love to go a-wandering along the mountain track. And as I go, I love to sing my knapsack on my back. Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, my knapsack on my back. I love to wander by the stream that dances in the sun. So joyously it calls to me, come join my happy song. Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, come join my happy song. I wave my hand to all I meet, and they wave back to me. And blackbirds call so loud and sweet from every greenwood tree. Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, from every greenwood tree. High overhead the skylark wings, they never rest at home. And just like me, they love to sing as o'er the world they roam. Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, as o'er the world they roam. Oh, may I go a-wandering until the day I die, and may I always laugh and sing beneath God's clear blue sky. Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, Valerie, Valdera, beneath God's clear blue sky.
Wow. Brilliant.
That's a
Carl.
great sing along.
You know, that's interesting. I only knew that song in German, actually.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Come on, sing it in German.
That's, it goes, well, I don't know all the verses in German, but I
Yeah.
mean, it goes, mein Vater war ein Wandersmann und ihm liegt es noch im Blut. Da, 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 und schwenkte seinen Hut. Falderie, Faldera, Falderie, Faldera, Falderie, Faldera, und schwenkte seinen Hut. It goes on and on and on. That's about 19 verses.
How fun. That's adorable. I love that. Well, of course, obviously, you know, it's a translation into English. You know, it's from there. That's so great. We used to
Does it
sing
mean-
that in Girl Scouts before I came to Nor'Wester when I was a little
Wow.
kid, and in both languages.
Oh,
And
wow.
beautiful singing, John, by the way.
Ah. Well, anyone else have a song that's wanting to be sung?
Well, can you guys live with another Piney Wood Hills? It's been at least a month since we've done it.
Yeah, it's been
talk?
a long time. We need that.
I just kind of feel I need one today, if that's all right.
Okay, but I'm sure it's less
But
than a month. since we've done
only if you guys cacophony up on the chorus. Is that a deal?
Okay,
If you can unmute and cacophony up
Glad to.
on the choruses, we have a deal. Okay.
okay.
I'm a rambler and a rover and a drifter, it seems. I've traveled all over, searching after my dreams. And a dream should come true, and a heart should be filled, and a life should be lived on a piney wood hill. Here we go, guys. I was raised
On a snowman, I've done run,
And it's true, I belong there.
and it's true,
And it's
it's
true,
my
it's
home.
my home.
I'll conduct. I'll return to you. And I'll return to the snow. I'll return to the hills and the valleys below. I'll return as a poor woman or a queen if God wills. But I'm on my way home to my piney wood hills. Here we go. I was raised on
Raised
I've
on
there.
I've done right,
I've done wrong there.
and it's
And
true.
it's
I
I
belong
there.
And it's
and it's true, it's
I
my home.
from ocean to ocean. I've rambled and roamed. The goose shall not conquer me. But now I'll return to my piney wood home. Maybe someday I'll find someone who will love as I've loved my piney wood. He's like attacking me whenever I she attacks. Anyway, thank you. I needed to say,
Bravo.
Yay.
I needed to comment.
Do you have Pineywood Hills right around you there, Corey?
If I could turn this computer around, you would see them. Yes, I live in the middle of them. I literally live this song, except without the sweetheart part. But other than that, totally live this song. So that's 90% of the song. It's my theme song.
Well, I promise next time that I will play in honor of my father. I'll play Irish Washerwoman on the cello.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if you're familiar with that tune, but that was really one where really that was
Absolutely.
quite a rabble rouser.
Yes, big rabble rousing. All of us Celtic people are like, woo-hoo-hoo.
Is that the one? I
We
know the
played it
words
on
to
those
it.
miniature harmonicas.
Oh,
That Camilla, when Camilla was our counselor, so when Corey and I and some other people that are sometimes on here were in Vagabonds, Camilla was our counselor, and we all got those little mini harmonicas and we played Irish Washerwoman on it.
Yeah.
Kind of
Wonderful.
constantly. That was kind of what we did with them. Camilla was very, shall we say, encouraging and enthusiastic about us just kind of expressing our little hippie kid selves, and that was one way she did it. Was everybody had a musical instrument, right? It was
And
great.
if we were at the ferry landing, we have
Oh yeah, every
I have a
time.
picture. I have a picture of lots of vagabonds dancing the Virginia reel while I was playing.
Yep. And yep, we just burst into dance and song whenever we possibly could. That was half the fun of that place.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah, so it'd be great to hear it on the cello next week.
Perfect.
Slightly slower than on the violin, of course. But
Yeah, well, it's a different effect.
So what, John, what cello things do you do? I mean, never mind the pandemic. If you were describing your musical pursuits and connections and what you do with your cello.
I just mostly play for myself. I play the Bach suites, of course, and then I play very melodious tunes like I don't know, from Prayer by Ernst Bloch, who's also composed some of his music on the Oregon coast, actually. But and then I've been really into, not that I can play it, but I've been really into Rachmaninoff's cello sonata recently. It's just
Love that so much. It's just like
blow-
pure poetry.
blows me away whenever I hear it, and so I'm working on the third movement of the cello sonata from Rachmaninoff. If you've ever heard, there are lots of wonderful versions on YouTube, and I melt every time I hear that. So that's one of the things. And then just that's
Have you
those are the things.
It's the cello from Rachmaninoff?
It's the cello sonata.
Oh, yeah.
And there's only one?
There's only one, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's basically four movements, and sometimes you'll hear it with the Lynn Harrell, and then there are other versions on the web.
John, have you ever played the sort of, the typical Irish dance band was a cello and a fiddle and a guitar. That was for centuries the band. So there's a whole movement now of the Celtic revival of cello music, and one of the songs they play constantly is Rathlin Island. Do you know that song?
I don't know
It's
that
a
one.
solo
That's
cello
such a-
piece. Rathlin, Rathlin Island. If you look it up, it's a beautiful solo cello piece. It does the whole gamut of all the fun things to play. I don't know. I commend it to you for your research. There's a lot of Celtic cellists who are making these kind of typical Irish dance bands of those three instruments, and like touring and doing the whole thing. So,
gosh. So if I have I know that it's important to develop some sort of repertoire. I don't know if anybody of you, I don't play the guitar, so I could never play my own accompaniment, but perhaps I've always wanted to sing "Black Is the Color." I think that's just an incredible song.
yeah.
But so next week, if I'm here, I promise I will play Irish Washerwoman and Black, and sing "Black Is the Color." I don't know if anybody could accompany, but just a couple of chords, I suppose.
Unless they're in the room
You're
with
on
you,
your
and
own.
remember, the lag is so bad on Zoom that we can't actually play with each other unless we're in the same room. Really, very.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
That's
Yeah,
why
that's why, you know.
choruses. I mean, Carla's in Belgium, okay, and we do the best we can, and we do well, but mostly it's a solo.
I see.
Unless
Okay.
we do cacophonous choruses.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not very
But
far
you
away
can
from
sing a
Carla.
cappella.
Actually.
Where are you?
Yeah, that's true. I'm in Aachen.
Oh, really? Oh, that's not
Yeah.
far at all.
No, it's about an hour and a half away.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's
funny.
not far. Yeah, that's nice that it's nighttime for you too.
Yeah, it's really late.
What country is that in? Is that in Germany?
It's in Germany. It's right on the Dutch and Belgian border, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not far at all. I've been there for the Christmas market many years ago.
Oh yeah,
It has a really good Christmas market.
Absolutely legendary Christmas market. Yeah.
Aachen.
Used to be a very famous horse show in Aachen that I always ached to go to when I was showing horses. Never made it over there, but yeah, it's this huge, like the biggest one.
Oh, it's absolutely stunning. It's so much fun too, because the people, although the horse jumpers, they usually compete in, all over the world, but they say that they like to come to Aachen because the spectators are just so into it. They're just.
I've always wanted to compete there. I used to be a jumper, and I was like, the goal was always next year we'll make it to Aachen. Next year we'll be there. Never did.
Well, when we're finished with confinement, we can all gather together. We can meet.
That's true.
In Europe.
And watch the people at Aachen jumping. That would be great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure once everyone gets vaccinated, they're going to come back with a vengeance. They missed it this year, and yeah. But my wife is from Aachen, so we go to the it's called the CHIO. So we go every time, whenever we can. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're in Germany, there must be some lots of opportunities for amateur musicians and stuff. I mean, you could get together with some other violinists and stuff.
There are many opportunities. I haven't taken full advantage. We moved one village north, actually, to notorious Heinsberg County, which is where the initial outbreak of COVID was in Germany, and so during Carnival. And so we moved here, and then all hell broke loose. But we were just really wanting to get more into that, and because they have a really big amateur music scene here in this part of just north of Aachen as well. So, but then came COVID. But I'm sure things will open up soon.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the tunnel, it's a long tunnel, and the light that we see is very little. But one of these days, we will travel again, and we'll sing around campfires, and we'll go to, it will happen.
Yeah,
Just
now
not,
the
not
light is like,
today and not
and we
tomorrow.
see everyone's face in the light of this screen.
Yes, and it doesn't
That
look
is a
like an
light.
oncoming train at all.
Right. So we just have to think of fun things like this to do so that it doesn't seem so so hard to wait until it's over.
This is really, there's nothing better than this, really. I mean, I know that, you know, there was a article in the newspaper about 2 weeks ago. They said that there was the largest lottery winnings in Germany. It was about 42 million euros or whatever. But they said that it was a lady in southern Germany, and she said, but she can't go out and celebrate. She can't travel anywhere. She can't, you know, she's sitting there with all this money and she doesn't have anything to do. But my father, every time on his birthday, my father had his same day of his birthday as our soon-to-be daughter-in-law. And so he had this tradition where he called somebody up on their birthday and he would play happy birthday for them on his violin. And so I've kept up this tradition playing happy birthday on the cello. And I always say, you know, it's something that you can get any gift in the world, but it's really, somebody calls you up on their birthday and they play for you. It's really something special. So
Yeah.
Well, my friend has arrived to go for our Sunday walk in the woods that we always do. So I bless you all and much love, and talk to you next week, my darlings. Thank you so much, Andy and Alex. For singing.
Oh, by the way, you should take note that I have another thing I have to do next Sunday afternoon. So Carla is going to be your host. So look for a different number. She'll post the whatchamacallit, the link on the Facebook page. And we'll have a different number.
Much love, guys.
Yeah, and we can have a Thanksgiving.
Check
Zoom
it out.
too. We can, and
Yes.
let's try to get Robin and Z and Darcy and Fred and some others to.
Yeah, I saw Darcy yesterday. We got in a little.
Yeah, that's right.
It was our first sunny day and without wind in a long time. So, yeah, next time we hope to grab Corey and go up the back of Turtleback.
Oh, great.
So we can keep distant and Corey can be comfortable.
Does Darcy have Wi-Fi now or not yet?
I think she does, but Olga's really sketchy where she lives on that part of the island. Yeah, it's hard to get reception. I know. She always asks me to text her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or call her on her home phone.
Maybe she could go somewhere where she could get better Wi-Fi. Sit in her car outside the library or something.
I don't know. I don't know if the library has it on. Been open. But yeah, if she wanted to come into town, you know, it's a good drive just to come in for that. But if she planned her shopping, you know, got her co-op food that day, then she could go to. At least I assume they have the Wi-Fi on. I don't think people are sitting in cafes. We don't have anything open now. So takeout. And so I'm not sure if the coffee shop is open. But she can find it. She can at least be on her phone. Yeah. Yeah. But it's great. It's been wonderful to make friends with her. And so, I mean, we just get along like we've known each other forever. So it's been really neat for both of us. And I'm able to take her walking on places that, you know, she doesn't. I mean, we just went on a road yesterday, but it's way back off of North Beach and not a place you'd think of going for a walk, but it's through the woods and real close to the beach overlooking the islands. And yeah, so it's fun. But thank you all. I love listening. I'm usually really busy, so that's why I don't
put your picture on.
Yeah, I'm cooking and catching up with the last 3 days. I kind of didn't get anything done, so I got a lot to do. Yeah.
Nice to see your face, Mom.
And I get to see my daughter Lynn. Yeah, you're looking good, kid.
Thanks, Mom.
Talk to you soon.
You too. Okay.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Camilla.
John,
Thanks,
it was
everyone.
really a pleasure having you here. It was really lovely.
gosh, thank you so much for the invitation. It's really great to meet you all.
Yeah. I hope you can come next week because I think my parents will be there too.
I'll be there, and I'll keep my promise to the Irish washer.
Okay.
And if
Okay,
you
great.
see, if you see Laura on some screen, tell her hello.
I will indeed. I will
Yeah.
indeed.
All right.
Bye,
thanks,
Laura.
Okay, good
everybody.
night.
Good night.
Good job, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
Well done.
nice.